Hey, team leader, here we go, the bronze level. Okay folks, welcome to Crufts 2015. This is the bronze level, and this and the team behind me will be tested this afternoon and hopefully be presented with their awards. So at the moment we are walking on the lead. We went through nice loose leads, and we're also looking to see what is attached to the lead. Attached to the lead should be the collar. On that collar there should be an identification disc. That disc should bear the name and address of the owner. You can put a telephone number on the reverse. It does help sometimes locating your pet. Now then, even if your dog has been microchipped, the law of the land states you must have an ID disc with those details on. Dave, what are you doing your side?
Yes, we are also doing the ID discs. We are making sure our dogs are eligible even to take the test without the correct ID tag and poo bag. Obviously, you are not even eligible to take the test. Now, we've got a very large collar here showing our details. So we've got the full name and address of the owner, and a contact number is obviously advisable, but it's not a legal requirement. So when you're doing your test, please make sure you have the correct ID disc on your dog.
If you notice over here, Jane is actually handing over a spare lead to the handler. The idea of that is the handler can use the spare lead to make sure the dog is still under control while Jane examines the lead, the collar. She's looking for possibility that the collar may be fraying or the lead could be fraying. Imagine you're walking along a pavement, suddenly a cat runs out, the dog pulls, snap, major road traffic accident. Dave, what is the fine these days for not complying?
Yes, £5,000 having the incorrect ID tags on your dogs, or a maximum up to £5,000. So again, it could be an expensive walk out with your dogs. Okay, on this side, what we're going to do, we're going to have a look at grooming. Now, the grooming exercise is a very important exercise, not just to make your dogs look good. It will take out the dead fur from the dogs and stimulate skin or the hair growth, because you stimulate the skin blood flow to the dog. Now, don't forget, the dog must be groomed all over, the whole length and breadth of the dog, the ears, tail, and obviously making sure the correct grooming implement is used for the dog. Now, when our grooming the dog, what we're looking for is a dog to have, they can have mild avoidance to actually being groomed. As you can see, the poodle at the end here is being groomed. He seems okay about it. He keeps looking round, so that's fine. And what we're going to look at now is obviously going over the whole of the dog. And as you see, the longer the coat, the more time you're going to spend on grooming. And also, be a responsible dog owner if you're grooming your dog outside in a local area, to pick up the fur, put it in a bag and put it in a receptacle that's for your rubbish. Now, when we're doing the grooming, again, right from the early stage of the puppies, might even want to think about doing their teeth. Keeping an eye on the teeth, and if you are going to use a toothpaste, make sure it is one for a canine and not for a human. And as you can see here, we have the toothbrush being used. You might use a brush, or you might just use a little finger brush, just to get the dogs used to being handled and inspected for when they go to the vets, etc.
Okay, Dave, over here we're doing some more heel work. Getting the dogs used to walking on a nice loose lead. The handlers are talking to their dogs. They're using the dog's name. You can use tidbits. Get that dog's attention on you. You should be the most important thing on this planet. So, you walk by the side of the dog, you use a tidbit, you talk to the dog, get the dog's attention on you. This makes for a lovely, lovely relationship. Playing with the dog, okay, break exercises. You play with the dog, don't wind them up too much. Use your hands, cuddles, praise. lots and lots of praise. When the dog has done something that you want it to do, praise the dog. Never shout at the dog. It's pointless. The dog will work for food and praise, not for harsh words.
Okay, and on this side we're going to start the recall to handler exercise. Now, right from the puppies, and when you're teaching it for the first instance, especially in the bronze, which is the first level for being tested, we might want to still do it on the lead. Now, the requirement for the test, which these guys are going to be doing later on this afternoon, is that the dog must be restrained by an assistant, and then the dog will be called to the handler. And we're looking at 10 paces away, but at the moment they're just building up to this exercise. As you see on the lead, using the lead on the dog, and the handler's just calling the dog to them. And what we're looking for is the dog just to come close enough to the handler. Now, they don't have to sit, but what we are looking for is the dog to come close enough. Now, once they've done it on the lead, they'll be required to do it off lead as well for the recall handler. So we're going to do that now with our standard poodle down the end. So what will happen is a spare lead will be hooked onto the collar, and at no point when they're doing the examination later on is the judge going to be touching the dog. But in training, Lisa is obviously the instructor for the training club, and we're going to demonstrate what's required for the recall exercise. So the dog will be restrained, the handler will move away from the dog, and when instructed to do so, they will call the dog, and the dog, we're looking forward to go straight back to the handler, as you can see, and then obviously praise can take place. Thank you.
And that was the recall. Now over here, Dave, we're practicing the stay. Two totally different exercises. Please never practice one after the other. It will confuse the dog. The dog stays and stays. It does not move. Totally different to recall. You start off only going to the end of the lead. Wait a few seconds, return back to the dog. As the dog's confidence grows and the handler's confidence grows, then the handler can leave the lead alone, move further away. The dog is in a stay. It's not expecting another command, so it stays on that spot until the handler returns. Very handy if you go shopping and you have to tie your dog up. It's not expecting to be called to the handler, so it's not a recall. Do not practice them one after the other. Over to you, Dave.
Okay, on this side we're starting to look at the gait exercise. Now, obviously with the gait, very important exercise, and we're looking for the dog to be under control both sides of the gate. They will walk up to the gate, under control, open the gate while the dog waits for them, then they will call the dog through once the handler's through, under control, and then shut the gate. Because again, don't forget, being a responsible dog owner, if you see a gate is shut, then it should remain shut once you've used it. So what we're going to do, we're going to bring one of the dogs up to the gate, and it's going to be under control. So we're going to bring the dog up to the gate, under control. You can see dog's going to wait, the gate's going to be opened. We're looking for a nice loose lead. We saw the dog's a little bit enthusiastic there, but again, don't forget, it could be because the toys were the other side of the gate. And obviously on the test, it certainly wouldn't happen. So let's bring our next dog through once again then. So we're going to bring the poodle through this time, so we can just move the dog over. Take away any distraction. So we're going to get the dog up to the gate, under control, calling the dog through. Now they don't have to sit at this level. It's only in the special pre-beginners when they're actually a requirement to sit, but at bronze level we're looking for the dog to be under control both sides of the gate. Steve?
Over here we're doing what we call weaving. It's a bit of socialisation as well. There's control walking, they're going in between the dogs, and there is another part to this scheme, by the way, and it is a question and answer. So if I come over here to Alison, a question for you. What type of shop should you not take your dog into?
Food shop.
Food shop is the correct answer. Okay, Dave.
Okay, and on this side what we're going to do, we're going to prepare our dogs for the examination. Now in the bronze award, it's done by the handler, whereas when you go up the next level, and the silver and gold is done by the judge. So, what are we looking for in the examination of the dog? Well, we want the handler to go over the whole of the dog. We'll just go down to our poodle at the end here. So what we're looking for is the handler to go over the whole of the dog, checking maybe the eyes, the teeth and ears first then. And again, mild avoidance is okay, but if it tries to chew the handler's hands at all, bite them, be running away from the handler, anything like this, obviously it will be deemed not ready. So we started with the head, we did the eyes, ears and teeth, and then we go down the whole of the body, because the examiner will tell us exactly what's required. So you see a little bit of mild avoidance here, doesn't quite like that. So again, don't forget this environment is slightly different than being in a class. So they're going to go down the whole of the dog's body with their hands. So we're just going to get the dog into the stand so she can actually go over it easier. So go over the dog's body then. So what we're looking for is the hands to go down the dog's body, feeling for any lumps and bumps, obviously, when you're doing it for training purposes. Again, while we're training, we can use treats, but during the course of the exam, or the test, shall I say, they will not be allowed to use treats. Then they will look at all the dog's paws. Now, they can be done in the sit or the down, but obviously in the sit they would have to stand up at some point to be able to do the rear paws. And when you look at the way the dog moves, don't just pull the legs out to the side. We're looking for the way the dog naturally bends its legs. So I'm going to pass you over to Steve.
Okay, Dave, I think we're coming to the end of the demonstration now. Oh, Richard, a question. You're not getting away that easy. Right, let's see. What should your dog have a constant supply of?
Water and food.
Water and food. Okay, thank you for that. Can you put your hands together, please? Hope you enjoyed the demonstration. My team was team leader Jane Wood, Nicola Ashton with Harley, Richard Baxter with Dougie, and finally Alison Cliff with Charlie.
And over on this side we